Strong nodes, is it a Ponzi scheme or not? Let's find out the truth. I'm Alex Sheets. I'm chasing financial freedom for myself and my family, and I'm documenting my journey along the way, so make sure you subscribe and follow for future uploads. So I want to start out by basically explaining what a Ponzi scheme is, just so that we're all on the same page. Essentially, a Ponzi scheme is there's a person at the top that gets an investor to pay him money so that he just makes a profit, and then he gets those investors to find new investors underneath them to invest money into this fake project, and then they basically are paying off the second investors for the money that they lost, and it goes on and on and on, and finally at the end someone is left holding the bag, and there's never any real business intent behind it or any real profit that ever is being planned on being made. So starting off with Strong, the company started in 2018 and they didn't start selling nodes until December of 2020, so almost a year ago today. Because of the fact that they only started selling Strong nodes a year ago, the project is still in its infancy and it's still brand new to the space. So essentially the reason why people want to get into Strong is you pay 10 Strong for one Strong node, and then that node will then pay you about 0.1 Strong per day, so therefore you should get your money back in a little over 3 months. The reason most people say it's a Ponzi scheme though is because it clearly states on the website that of those 10 Strong that you use to purchase your Strong node, 6 of them goes into the rewards pool for the Strong nodes. Since 60% of the Strong that you're putting forwards towards your node is actually going to the rewards pool, people see this as unsustainable, because in fact that would be unsustainable. Is basically if I pay the 10 Strong, someone else has to come in and put forward their 10 Strong after I got my money back in 3 months or even before that, because 6 Strong isn't going to be enough to pay back my original 10 unless someone else adds in their Strong to the pool as well. And that's the main reason a lot of people say this is a Ponzi scheme, but they're not taking the time to take a look at the fact that that's not the only place where the rewards pool is getting its funds from. Strongblock is first and foremost a business. Just like any other business, Strong needs funds up front so that they can implement all their hardware and software and get it all in place so that they are ready to make a profit from their nodes. Essentially, Strong is still in its startup phase of its business process. Strong also isn't incentivizing any of its current investors to bring new investors to the table. This is typically would be normal behavior in a Ponzi scheme, as they try to get their current investors to bring in more and more and more investors to just increase the longevity of a Ponzi scheme, and we're not seeing that from the Strong team. Strong also has been very transparent about where the 10 Strong that you use to purchase a node is going. They break down every single percent of that Strong and point to where it's going. That typically isn't seen within a Ponzi scheme, again, because they want to try to hide as much of the information about the investment as possible. Another thing typical with Ponzi schemes is it's difficult to track down who started it and who's in charge of everything. This isn't the case with Strong either, because they have the 3 main people that are in charge of everything listed right on their website with links to their LinkedIn accounts. I'll put the pictures of the CEO, CTO, and CPO up on screen now, and also all 3 of them work for Block 1 in high-up positions, as well as one of them also worked for Nike as a high-up manager for 13 years. They also hold a weekly Ask Me Anything session on their Discord, where they open it up to the public and let anyone ask their questions, and they'll do their best to answer every single one of them. This shows transparency and that they're not trying to hide anything, and they're allowing people to ask them the hard questions. Basically, everything they're doing would be a big no-no for any type of Ponzi scheme, because the scheme would be found out very quickly if they do any of these things, let alone all of them together. For myself, all these reasons point that Strong is an actual business and not just a Ponzi scheme. So with it being a business, let's go ahead and talk about how they actually plan on making a profit. Their main source of revenue is going to be from supplying nodes to different protocols and blockchains such as Ethereum, Polygon, and Phantom. By providing these nodes, they're providing a service to the blockchains in the form of storing all the information that gets stored on the blockchain, as well as making the blockchain stronger all at the same time. They also plan on expanding to more and more protocols and deeper into the protocols they're already a part of, so that bring in even more income. All of this requires them to constantly keep adding more and more nodes, because they're currently at 189,000 nodes. They're wanting to be at over 1 million nodes. To help incentivize new nodes being created, they're looking at possibly adding fractional nodes. So essentially, instead of needing a full 10 Strong to create a node, they might only require 1 Strong so that you can make 1/10 of a node. So you're basically pooling 10 people together to create one node, and they each get a portion of that node's rewards. They are also looking at implementing some type of reward decay. Essentially what this would look like is it would be once you have received your initial investment back, your rewards would then start to taper off and decay over time slowly. They have said with this though that they do not plan on the rewards ever hitting 0. This would incentivize current investors to invest more so that they receive more rewards, and so that even though it tapers off, they are still going to be receiving more and more money, by having more and more nodes. We should also keep in mind that we are in the infancy of blockchains, crypto, NFTs, and everything that goes along with it, and we're going to see a lot of expansion and growth over the coming years. I personally feel that Strong has a great team behind it, has a great plan in place, and they've been listening to their community really well, especially with the Ask Me Anything sessions that they hold every single week. Because of this, I really don't see this as a Ponzi scheme, but there are still risks associated with it, as there are with every single other business. If you have any questions about Strong or anything associated, please leave it in the comment section down below, and I'll do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. I want to take this time to thank everyone for watching and give an extra thank you to anyone that has commented, liked, or subscribed. It really means a lot and it really helps my channel grow, so I appreciate it so much. So thank you, and I'll see you all in the next video.